Okay, so E3 finally kicks off today. Ubisoft will be first up later on this afternoon, and wouldn't you know it, it looks like a bunch of games may have leaked out online. I say may have because it's dressed up like predictions, but the person making these predictions has been pretty dead on with a lot of predictions in the past. So much so that they told us that Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl would actually be coming out this year. They would be announced, and it wouldn't be made by Game Freak, which really threw a lot of people off. Like, why wouldn't Game Freak make Diamond and Pearl remakes? Well, we saw why, because they're working on Pokemon Arceus for next year. Now, this list that everyone was really sending me and talking about online appeared to have also been backed up by Daniel Ahmed, and there is one title on here that's gotten people very excited for Ubisoft's event later on. And let's face it, you're probably here trying to kill time waiting for Ubisoft's E3 event to start. So why not take a look at a list that may have actually spoiled a pretty big surprise. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, make sure that like button helps out a ton. And if new here to the Spawn Wave channel, make sure you subscribe down below. So first, let's head over here. This was on Reddit from Practical Brush 12. And like I said, Practical Brush has a history of essentially leaking different announcements ahead of time on Reddit, and so much so that people seem pretty confident whenever they show up and start dropping titles. And you know what? Looking through this list that people are going over right now, it wouldn't surprise me if like 90% of these games are actually at E3. So let's go through them and see how many of them, I guess, end up being correct over the course of the next 4 days or so. So starting at the top, Rainbow Billy, Among Us, Dolmen, Death's Door, Trek to Tomy, 12 Minutes. You can kind of see a lot of people were looking down this list and they're like, I don't really know a lot of these games. Maybe that's how you know the list is correct, because this doesn't come off as a wish list. You know what I mean? Like, people might put like every awesome sequel and revival of a franchise that you would want, and it just ends up being this legendary E3 presentation. Then we get reality, and that doesn't happen. And then, of course, disappointment follows. So this is actually a pretty fair list of, once again, predictions. Let's go down a little further here. You have Atomic Heart, which Atomic Heart is actually an open world action RPG that's looked pretty cool. So, I'll be interested to see a bit more about that. Somerville, Back for Blood, Slime Rancher 2. Back for Blood, we already know was going to be there. Like, that was announced ahead of time for E3. So there we go. Stalker 2 is a game that I assume we're going to be getting a release date for with Microsoft at their event, and it should go into Game Pass day one, probably later on this year. So good stuff on Stalker 2 there. Going down a bit further, they do have Mortal Shell, Virtuous Cycle, Unbound Worlds Apart, Steel Rising, Expected to Die 2, Shredders, Lemnis Gate. Like I said, nothing that is like really jumps off the paper to people. A Plague Tale Requiem is pretty cool because I guess that is a sequel to Plague Tale, so good for fans of that game so far. Marvel's Avengers, again, not shocking. Eiyuden Chronicle is cool. That'll be a fun one to see there, see what they show off. That is the Kickstarter that's being made by people who created the Suikoden series and worked on that. So that'll be one to keep an eye on. Wavebreak, Diablo 2 Remake, Research and Destroy, Replaced, Age of Empires 4, again, not surprising. Ali Ali World, Forza 5, that should be Forza Horizon 5, which should be at Microsoft's event. It's been rumored so heavily, and the word is it's going to be in Mexico. Unfortunately, not Japan, but maybe they're saving the Japan setting for like their big next-gen Forza Horizon game, as I do expect Horizon 5 to be on the Xbox One, along with the series system. The only thing that's interesting about that is I would have expected Forza Motorsport to come out before the next Horizon game, because that's kind of how they have it set up. It's like they'll have Horizon, they'll have Motorsport, then they'll have Horizon, Motorsport. But apparently they are doing a lot of work to the engine for this next big Forza Motorsport title, so it needs a bit extra time. And, well, Playground's Playground. They get games out. So Horizon 5 should be expected alongside of Halo Infinite on Sunday. Grounded, Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2 is interesting, and it'll be good to see gameplay for that, because all we really saw was in-engine trailers. So if we can actually see what it looks like when you're playing the game with a controller, could be good. I almost wonder if they'll have a release date ready for that one too. I wonder if that you think Hellblade could make it out this year? Because I'm kind of thinking it would be first half of next year. But anyway, we also have Outer Worlds 2, which that one shouldn't surprise me, but for some reason it does. I feel like Outer Worlds like just came out, but I guess it was a while ago. It has been a pretty successful release for that game, Outer Worlds, and people really liked it. So it makes sense that they would even come out with a CG trailer, for example, for the sequel to Outer Worlds. Probably no gameplay or anything. It would maybe even just be a title card, but just kind of put that one out there. Forgotten City, Psychonauts 2. Again, not surprising as Psychonauts 2 appears ready to just release. I don't think it's going to be a shadow drop at the event. I believe it'll be out in August. Earliest would be like July, but I think they'll at least give it like a 30-day run-up for that title. But again, going right into Game Pass, Rainbow Six Extraction, Rocksmith Plus. I saw this one on the list, and I was trying to figure out, I'm like, what is Rocksmith Plus? Are they going to take Rocksmith, the game where it has like the guitar, all this, and bring it up to current platforms like the PS5, the Xbox Series, and the Switch? Because I feel like, do people still play those games like with the guitar and all this? Maybe like the drums for like we had Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I don't know, but hey, maybe they want to do that and just see how people react to a new release for something, I guess, in that genre. Black Skylands, Fract, Haunted Space. You have to also remember with some of these titles, Devolver is going to have their own showcase, and they'll probably be unveiling a lot of different indie titles, but they're also going to be showing, apparently, Shadow Warrior 3, another one that is anticipated to be at this event. Shadow Warrior is a really cool series, and I actually played Shadow Warrior 2 again pretty recently, and it's still a blast. It's actually on Game Pass, so if you've never played the Shadow Warrior series, I recommend checking out the second one and see what you think, but it's a very over-the-top action RPG, and it's a ton of fun. Phantom Abyss, Audio Clash, Core Keeper, Blacktail, Saifu. Saifu is like that martial arts game that Sony showed off during a State of Play. It's also going to PC, so maybe it shows up during the PC gaming showcase. We'll keep an eye on that one. Then we have DDLC, which should be Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. We have Raiders Republic. It should be Riders Republic. I guess that's a typo or something. And the big game that really has people talking right now, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I'm not surprised to hear that we could be seeing a sequel to Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I thought Kingdom Battle was very fun. It was a good take on the tactics genre with Mario and Rabbids characters. It didn't sound like it was going to work at all. Remember when the rumors were coming out way in advance of this game, back when the Switch was first, being revealed and coming out? It was like, oh, there's this game where you're going to have the Mario characters and the Rabbids team up, and it's going to be this tactics-based RPG. Sounded super weird. XCOM and Mario. What? And it comes out and it's actually good. And it doesn't surprise me to see this, but I would have liked to have seen Ubisoft try another Nintendo franchise, because we've seen Nintendo work with them with Mario, with Star Fox. Maybe they could have done something else, but it makes sense. I mean, the first one was successful, especially early on in the Switch's life. So why not? Let's try another one of these, and they can just build on what they did in the first game. That's all they really need to do. They don't have to try to reinvent the wheel or anything there. Just kind of go up, add more to the combat, more to maybe the character progression system. Maybe they build out more with the environments or the terrain or different things and obstacles that you would encounter in the game. And then, of course, build up on the story. It was already wacky and out there as it was, so you could probably have some more fun there. And who knows, maybe they really bring in other characters from the Nintendo universe. Also, as we're looking towards Nintendo's holiday season, this would be a good one to drop in there alongside of maybe another first-party release from Nintendo to kind of set up what they have going into the later part of this year. If you have this ready to go in October, then maybe something from Nintendo in September, and then Pokemon in November, along with Shin Megami Tensei. It does start to kind of crowd up the back half of the year for Nintendo. So there's a lot of things they could do with Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, but this isn't the first time I've heard that there was a Mario Rabbids sequel in development, but it was just interesting to see even a title attached to it here in these predictions with Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. So it'll at least make the Ubisoft event a bit more interesting to keep an eye out for something like this. But I guess let me know what you guys think about the overall predictions here that were being made, and would you like to see a sequel to the Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, or were you hoping that Ubisoft and Nintendo would work with another franchise? Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.